Welcome into 810 Varsity Football on 810varsity.com. St. Thomas Aquinas welcomes in the Blue Valley High School Tigers. Blue Valley 6-0 on the season, 5-0 in league play. Winners of their last 10 dating back to last season as they won the 5A state football championship. Alex Gold here with the call, along with videographer Stacy Smith. And Overland Park, Kansas. St. Thomas Aquinas, on the other hand, losers of their last three, coming in at 3-3 overall on this season. It's been a tough go over the last couple weeks for Aquinas. Their first game back in about a week. They were on the road in Webb City last week, down in Webb City, losing 35-0. And their last three games have been outscored 125-34 over the last three. Blue Valley, as we mentioned, 6-0 on the season. A couple of tough contests early on, but they've been cruising of late, knocking off the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies 14-13 last week. Previously a 24-21 win over the Bishop Miege Stags. The last game at home for Aquinas was against Bishop Miege, and it was close at halftime, but then Miege pulled away, and that was the second loss of this three-game losing streak. Welcome again. Thanks for tuning in. Just moments away from kickoff. Some different starting lineups than we've seen here for Aquinas throughout the year. Senior quarterback Paul Height got injured down in Webb City in the Joplin area, and he will not start today, will not play. He is unavailable, so junior quarterback Austin Scherzer will get the start. And Aquinas will get set to kick off and get this game, first game of district play, underway. Both teams starting district play tonight. And the kick is away, and back deep is McNerlin. Taking across the 15, getting close to the 20, got a little bit of room down the sideline, out across the 30, nearing the 35-yard line. That's Ryan McNerlin, a junior wide receiver, with the return. And that's where Blue Valley, the Tigers, will begin their evening. As we mentioned, they had injuries of their own last week. Running back Justin Folks, and we'll find out if he will play number one, and not out on the first possession, so expect him not to be available in today's game. Quarterback Kyle Zimmerman, a senior, will lead this Tiger offense. And they'll look to the sideline here. Two wide receivers on the near side. Logan Brettel will be one of them. Looking that side as well. This time it's the number 5, Sean Skaggs, and completes it for about 3 yards on the play.
Skaggs with that reception for the Tigers.
Sean Skaggs, a senior wide receiver, 6'1", 176. They'll give him 5 yards on that play. 2nd and 5 from the 39 as the Tigers begin their first possession towards the near side of the field. Again, the quarterback Zimmerman, and the tailback in today's game, Matt Floyd, a senior running back. They'll fake it to him, looking to dump it off to a tight end. Wide open is number 88, Austin Catercello's, out across the 50-yard line onto the 45. Mark it actually at the 46-yard line. That's Castor Ellis, the tight end, a 6'3" senior for the Tigers, as they get their first down of the drive. Out of the pistol formation is Zimmerman, still the tailback Floyd. Two wide receivers on the near side, one on the far side. They'll hand it off to Floyd. This time he goes up the middle and hit after getting about a yard or two. The right side of that defensive line for Aquinas, holding tight there. So it looked like Sam Schmidt and Mason Berhinke there on the tackle. And they'll credit Baskin also there with the tackle. Morin also there as well. So just underway here. First game of district play. St. Thomas Aquinas welcomes in the Blue Valley Tigers. The Tigers with a 2nd and 9 from the 45. Out of the pistol again is Zimmerman. Two wide receivers on the near side. Jack Porter, along with Ryan McNerlin. Floyd still the tailback. They look at the sideline. Play clock down to 5. I'll get the ball off. Handing it off to Floyd again. He got some room up the middle. Pick about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 2 running plays in a row for the Tigers after the first down, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and around 6 from the 42. So a crucial situation again. Aquinas, number welcoming in number 5 Blue Valley, and they know it'll be a tough task on hand this evening. Fall weather, temperatures expected to get into the low 50s. Passes away and is complete for a first down. That's Zimmerman hooking up with his man, Jack Porter, for the first down, and the Tigers continue their possession. And that's Porter's first catch of the game, the second completion for the Tigers. 1st and 10 from the 31 of Aquinas. Staying in the pistol formation, 2 wide receivers on the near side for the Tigers. Brettel along with Sean Skaggs. Floyd, the tailback. In motion is McNerlin. They'll hand it off to Floyd up the middle. He's got a little bit of room. And we'll see when the ball squirts out the very end of the play, recovered by Aquinas. Well, we're going to see what they rule here. That ball just popped out at the end. And are they going to say he was down? We'll see. And he was down. An opportunity. The ball popped out towards the end of the play. I'm going to say Floyd was down. And so what looked like a possible fumble turns into a 6-yard gain for Floyd. So the Tigers retain possession. Now we're going to get a flag. And we'll see what this call is from the referee. 9:06 just underway. And it's going to be encroachment on the defense, and that's going to be a first down for the Tigers. So after a chance possibly to get the football, it turns into a first down for the Tigers. They continue to move the ball here on the opening possession of district play here in Overland Park, Kansas. Again, 810 Varsity Football on 810varsity.com. Alex Gold here with the call, along with Stacy Smith, the videographer. 1st and 10 from the 19 for Zimmerman. In motion is Porter. Hands it off to Floyd. It'll be wrapped up, maybe a yard. A good job by Aquinas. There, the defense. Floyd with that carry. Tackle there. 2nd and 9 from the 18-yard line. Staying in the same formation we've seen throughout the drive. Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers on the near side. Now Zimmerman will, in the rest of the offense, will look to the sideline for the play. Floyd, the tailback. Looking for a man across near the end zone. It's going to be complete. Right around the goal line. No touchdown, but there is a flag down. Right now it's ruled a touchdown for the Tigers on the opening possession. We'll see what this flag is. It was Zimmerman going right down the middle of the field. And illegal motion is going to back them up. So a big penalty. The Tigers wipe that one off the board. They had a shot at the touchdown as Zimmerman had a man, Jack Porter. And illegal motion drops them back to the 23-yard line, a 2nd and 14. Again, the opening possession for the Tigers. They'll be out of the pistol again. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Line of Aquinas shifting. Dropping back is Zimmerman. Got a man open, and it's going to be a touchdown. Sean Skaggs, the senior wide receiver, on the opening possession after one play ago, getting a touchdown taken off the board. The Tigers strike again. This time it'll stand as Zimmerman hooks up with Skaggs, the senior wide receiver, and they get on the board for first. Number 5, Blue Valley. And it's Austin Johnson. We'll kick the extra point. And it's 7-0 Blue Valley here early on. 8:17 to go in the first quarter. And you knew this was going to be a high-scoring affair one way or the other. A opening drive touchdown for Blue Valley despite a couple of penalties. It did not hold them back. We mentioned Blue Valley having a fantastic season. Still haven't lost a game dating back to last year due to that state title run. For Aquinas, they really trying just to get back on track. You look at their last couple of games for Aquinas. We start the year, we take a look back at the whole schedule. They started the year with a win against Great Bend, 21-14, nice home win, followed by 2 more wins over Blue Valley West and Blue Valley North. But ever since then, this team has struggled, as we mentioned. Since that last win against Blue Valley North on September 15th, they've been outscored 125-34 in their 3 losses. Against Blue Valley Northwest, a 42-10 loss. Bishop Miege at home, a 48-24 loss. And then last week down in Webb City, a 35-0 loss, and Paul Height got injured. Again, he's not available tonight, so we'll see Austin Scherzer when Aquinas gets their first possession of the game. Back deep, though, for Aquinas, Nick Williams and Clayton Henning, and trying to restore that magic they had earlier on the year. Nick Williams had a kickoff return for a touchdown. The kick is away. And looking at it is Williams. Will take it from around the 1-yard line. No, they're going to say he stepped in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, and Aquinas will start their offensive day at the 20-yard line. And again, in high school, it doesn't matter if it goes in the end zone. It is automatically a touchback. You do not have the opportunity to take it out of the end zone. So Austin Scherzer, this junior quarterback, will try to answer what the Tigers were able to do. We'll also see a new running back that you haven't seen much this year, Joel Edwards, a sophomore. We'll get some action. 1 wide receiver on the near side is Henning, 2 on the far side. Baska along with Haas out of the pistol. Handing it off, trying the right side and stopped, not even getting back to the line of scrimmage. They'll lose 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 from the 17 now, just over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Number 5, Blue Valley Tigers, leading 7-0. And Joel Edwards is going to have to carry the load. We've seen multiple running backs throughout the year. Luke Martinez, we've seen Brennan Knockbar back there, but to start this game, it's Joel Edwards out of the pistol. Again to Scherzer. They'll hand it off to Edwards. He makes a move. Got a decent gain out across the line of scrimmage and more. And they'll make it a reasonable 3rd down here. That's Edwards with a nice run up the gut. Made a guy miss in the backfield because the Tigers were there. And I'll bring up a 3rd and short. They'll call it a 3rd and 3. They'll get some different substitution packages in. Henning will stay in. A wide receiver coming in at wide receiver, though, for Aquinas is number 80, Evan Walsh. And he's getting his start for the first time this season. Edwards, the tailback. Out of the shotgun is Scherzer. 3rd and 3 from the 27. Dropping back is Scherzer. Looking far side of the field and too high for Baska, and then almost caught on the other end, though, by Haas, but it falls incomplete. And so it brings up 4th and 3 as Scherzer tried to hook up with Baska. Again, he'll see increased playing time tonight as well. And Henning comes on to punt for Aquinas. And back deep for the Tigers is McNerlin, the junior. Seven minutes. Low snap. Henning able to get it away. A line drive kick. This one bounces before the 50. And it looked like it might have touched somebody. Fans shouting to touch it. And in comes sliding. A wise move by the Tigers. It looked like it went off a Tiger defender, but Aquinas was continuing to let it roll. The fans yelling for it, and then a Tiger came in and got it before any Aquinas special teams member could get on top of it. It will be Blue Valley football. And that was an opportunity after the low punt, line drive punt by Henning, possibly hit a Tiger. But nobody on Aquinas was able to recognize that. It's going to be Tiger ball from the 48-yard line. And they'll come on the field for the 2nd time. Already leading 7-0. Again, Blue Valley, number 5 in the 8-10 varsity top 25. Reminder, 8-10 varsity football brought to you by the Kansas City Command. Season tickets for the 2012 Arena Football League season at Sprint Center are on sale now. Call 855-KC-ARENA. And we'll get a correct spotting by the referees. That was the delay there. 1st and 10 from the 48 for the Tiger offense. 2 wide receivers on the near side when they get set fresh, and it's McNerlin and Sean Skaggs. Last drive, the Tigers, Zimmerman hooking up with Skaggs for the touchdown. Floyd, the lone tailback, as Zimmerman in the pistol formation. Wide receiver on the far side of the field is Porter. Zimmerman in the offense, looks to the far sideline for the call. They'll hand it out to Floyd. He's got some room up the middle. Breaks the tackle across for a 1st down and more into Aquinas territory. near the 37-yard line. And a first down on the first play of a possession for the Tigers. Floyd goes right up the gut, breaks off a tackle, and a nice run for him to start their drive. And they'll go 3 wide receivers on the near side now. It's Porter faking the handoff to Floyd, looking on that far side of the field. He's throwing one up again, and in the back of the corner, oh, and nearly a touchdown dropped. 2 men were on a basket, and along with Henning on the coverage, trying to hook up to Skaggs was Zimmerman again. And it right in his hands, it goes through his hands, and a missed opportunity by the Tigers as Zimmerman on first down took a shot deep, and that was right in his hands, and Skaggs probably wants that one back. They could have gone up by 2 touchdowns. Instead, it's 2nd and 10 with 6:28 to go here in the first quarter on the Aquinas 37-yard line. Skaggs, along with McNerlin, the wide receiver on the near side. Floyd, the lone tailback. Porter, the wide receiver on the far side. Handing it to Floyd and tripped right in the backfield. Back there getting pressure was Matt Clemens, the senior defensive lineman, was the first man back there for the tackle. Clemens, a 6'3", 272-pounder. And they'll lose about a yard or 2. Morin also in there along with Clemens on that. So 3rd down. And a big 3rd down here for both squads. Aquinas could sure use his stop here. Dropping back is Zimmerman, rolling out to his right, dumps it off to Floyd. He's going to try to make a man miss. Breaks off a few tackles, but still short of a first down. A good job of Aquinas by wrapping him up. We'll see if they go for it here. It's going to be 4th and 4. And the offense for the Tigers appears to be staying on the field. We'll get a couple substitutions, but Zimmerman and that Tiger offense staying on. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Tigers leading by 7, 4th and 5. Aquinas fans starting to make some noise here, trying to get a big stop and help out their defense. Out of the pistol formation is Zimmerman. Dumps it off to his man for a first down and more, completing it. A quick slant to Skaggs. Zimmerman hooks up with his favorite target, at least so far today, Skaggs. And the Tiger drive continues on the 4th down conversion. And a quick slant on the far side of the field. And the Tigers offense looking to go up by 2 possessions here. Out of the pistol again is Zimmerman. Skaggs and McNerlin, the wide receivers on the near side. Keeping it this time himself is Zimmerman. Breaks off a few tackles. They had a chance to get him right around the line of scrimmage. Instead, he turns it in. We'll see where they spot this. Perhaps about a 6-7-yard gain. We'll see where they spot it. And a nice job by the quarterback, Zimmerman. Again, Zimmerman, a senior, 6'2", 185-pounder. That time faking it to Floyd, and they'll rule it 2nd and 4, so they'll spot him at the 10. And Zimmerman and Floyd looks to the far sideline to get the signal from the coaches here. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Porter and Skaggs. Out of the pistol, Zimmerman. Hands it off to Floyd, far side. Going towards the goal line here. He's going to be tackled right around the 1 or 2 yard line. That's Floyd nearly getting in there. It's going to be 1st and goal. So they'll get 4 cracks at it here from inside the 1 yard line. 4:05 to go on the first quarter. Number 5 Blue Valley here in Overland Park, Kansas, taking on the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. First game of district play. 1st and goal from the 2. High snap, bobbling it is Zimmerman, then hands it off to Floyd and pushing forward still. We'll see where they spot this. And they'll call him short. Looks like right around the 1 yard line. So 2nd and goal as Floyd tried to keep his legs moving, but defensive line of Aquinas stops them short. So 2nd and goal from the 1. And the timing might have been interrupted there as Zimmerman bobbled the snap from his center. So they'll try it again out of the pistol formation. Heavy set. Floyd this time bounces out of the outside, and he's in for a touchdown. That's Floyd. Matt Floyd, the senior running back, getting a touchdown and 13-0, and then we'll have an extra point here and possibly go up 14-0 early on here in the contest. And on the kick, the extra point is Austin Johnson. The senior kicker also plays wide receiver. Again, this drive with a 4th down conversion kept it alive. And then Floyd just punched it in. And the extra point is up. And good. 14-0, Blue Valley. 3:23 to go in the first quarter. We mentioned this could be a high-scoring game, and Aquinas unable to stop the Tigers, and now Aquinas will try to do their part offensively and get some points on the board. 8-10 Varsity Football brought to you by Mr. Goodson's. $5 footlong subs are back at Mr. Goodson's. 7 great subs to choose from. Come see what fresh really is at Mr. Goodson's. And brought to you by Nick and Jake's. Nick and Jake's, real food, honest drink. Nick and Jake's, the proud title sponsor of 810varsity.com. Check out our promotions throughout the season on Facebook or on Twitter at Nick and Jake's. So 2 possessions for the Tigers and 2 touchdowns on the opening night of district play. 3:23, first quarter. Back deep for Aquinas. Nick Williams and Clayton Henning. And they'll try to get an opportunity this time to take it out. The last one went in the end zone, and they took it from their own 20. Austin Johnson will kick off for the Tigers. And the kick is away. And this one back in the end zone again for Williams. He would have bobbled it anyway, and they'll take it from the 20. So that's one thing they've limited. We've seen a couple teams the last couple of games do that. Not allow Williams to get a chance getting the ball. We mentioned he's dangerous, has a couple of kick returns and punt returns this season. So again, Austin Scherzer will come out and lead this Aquinas offense. Again, no Paul Height, the senior quarterback, hurt last week down in Webb City in the team's loss. And so it's the junior quarterback. Also, Joel Edwards, the sophomore running back, getting some playing time. A bunch of new faces offensively. And it's a great opportunity for some of these players on Aquinas. A la pistol formation is Scherzer. Rolling out to his left, had an option to pitch it, and it falls on the ground. And had an opportunity. Looked like Edwards was there, but Scherzer kept it himself there. And maybe a yard on the play, but not much. And they won't even give him a yard. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Same formation here for Scherzer. 2 wide receivers on the far side is Baska and Haas. Scherzer this time trying the right side and eaten up in the backfield. And they'll lose a couple of yards there as Andrew Hageman was pushed back into his own quarterback, and that kind of blew things up. They'll lose a yard. 3rd and 11 from the 19. We'll get a ref timeout here. So stoppage of play. Just trying to adjust the chin strap of one of the Tigers linemen. And now we'll get back to action. 2:30 to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 11 for Aquinas. Scherzer out of the pistol formation, hitting the lone wide receiver on the near side. Sending out in motion is number 3, Luke Martinez. First action of the game for him. He goes out of wide receiver now. Dropping back is Scherzer. Pump fakes now, takes it himself. Got a little bit of room in front of him. Gets a nice block out across the 25. It's short of a first down. Scherzer, a nice job of rolling out there, as well covered by that Tiger defense. Foster coming up with the tackle. And it's 4th and 5 from the 25. And appears they will punt. Baska, Michael Baska into punt. It was Henning last time, and Henning's still in there, but he's more the up man. And Baska, we'll see if they have anything planned here. And Baska will punt it away. Another line drive kick out across the 50. Rolling, continues to take an Aquinas roll down right around the 35, 34-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will take possession, their 3rd possession of the game. So Aquinas offense unable to get anything going for the 2nd possession in a row, and their defense is really going to need to come up with a huge stop. Already trailing 14-0 here in the first quarter. Again, the start of district play, and a tough district for Aquinas, a tough draw for them. Both, you take a look at the district picture, Blue Valley, Gardner, Edgerton, Aquinas, and Pittsburgh all in this district. And Aquinas really in the middle of a tough stretch of the schedule. So Zimmerman and the Tigers offense back on the field at the 34, 14-0. Floyd, the tailback. Out of the pistol, Zimmerman now looking back to the coaches on the far sideline. Wide receivers on the far sideline are Porter, along with Tristan Perkins, a sophomore wide receiver. Fakes it to Floyd, now throwing it high, trying to hook up with Perkins. And a chance there for Aquinas to possibly pick that one up. That was Porter, his first action of the game. Porter, a sophomore, 6'3", 174-pounder. So if you get an opportunity to play today, he'll stay in. 2nd and 10 from the 34. One wide receiver on the near side, it's Skaggs. He's hooked up with his quarterback Zimmerman quite a few times. Out of the pistol again is Zimmerman. Floyd, the lone tailback. And look at the call from the wide receiver. 10 seconds on the play clock. Handing it off to Floyd, trying to bounce outside, but wrapped up. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. That defensive line does a nice job containing him there. Also the linebackers, Andrew Horn. Horn is 6'2", 205 senior linebacker. 3rd and 8. And we've seen the Tigers in this situation before, and Aquinas has not been able to force a 4th down, at least reasonable. We saw last possession the Tigers did go for 4th down, but Aquinas here, if they force it, could probably force a punt. Out of the pistol formation, Zimmerman dropping back, had a man in the flat and nearly sacked, and then he finally dragged down by the linebacker. That's Sam Kindred, the senior, gets a big sack for Aquinas when they really needed it, already down 14-0, and they'll force a punt. 2 men back there. You thought he was going to get wrapped up initially. Able to escape the first defender was Zimmerman, but then coming in, Kindred seals the deal, and a huge sack on 3rd down. It's going to be 4th and 17. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Back deep is Henning and Williams. And Johnson will come on to punt for the Tigers from his own 27. And kick his way, Baska near him. A good kick, high kick. They'll let it bounce, and it'll bounce back towards the 50. And good bounce for Aquinas, and they'll start with fantastic field position, their best of the game. And it's time for this offense to get going, and the crowd trying to pump it up. Some people in the crowd starting to get to their feet, and maybe a chance for a little momentum swing for Aquinas, but their offense has got to do something on this drive. Scherzer and the Saints come back out on the field from the 47-yard line. They'll work with the short field. Luke Martinez in at tailback, the lone tailback, as Scherzer's out of the pistol. Wide receivers on the far side, Henning and Baskin. Near side is Haas. Hand it off to Martinez up the gut. He's hit, we'll get about 2-3 yards on the play. As the clock under 30 seconds, we'll see if they get another playoff before the end of the first quarter. 15 seconds to go in the first. 2nd and 8 from the 49, and it appears they're going to let this clock roll out before, see if they can get a playoff before. It doesn't look like it. And that will do it for the first quarter. Blue Valley coming into Aquinas leading 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. And Aquinas, when they come back to start the second, will try to get something going offensively. Again, number 5 Blue Valley here on district play, the opening district play in Overland Park, Kansas. 8-10 varsity football brought to you by Air Associates. Have you always wanted to learn to fly? Has it been a lifelong dream? Now you can live the dream. Learning to fly with Air Associates can be one of the most exciting, rewarding, and challenging activities you'll ever experience. You'll have the most fun you've ever had. Their FAA certified flight instructors will take you through every step, from first flight to solo to the freedom of your pilot's license and their modern Cessna aircraft. Their special flight packages will make your training even more affordable. Visit their website at takeoffkc.com. So fairly quick first quarter on a fall night. Definitely fall weather here in Overland Park, Kansas. And Blue Valley coming in 6-0 on the season. Aquinas 3-3 as we're set for the start of the second quarter. 2nd and 8 from the 49 for Scherzer and Aquinas. Martinez, the tailback. Basket coming in motion from the near side to the far side, hitting the lone wide receiver on the near side. Fakes it, pitches it out to Martinez, And he's got a little bit of room, not much though, to the outside. He tried to get to that sideline and cut up, but a good job by the linebackers pursuing there. McCoy coming up with the tackle. That's Cooper McCoy, the senior linebacker, 6'2", 214-pounder. Is going to bring up a 3rd and 8. They'll say no gain on the play. 3rd and 8 for Aquinas. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Low snap. Scherzer rolls out to his right. Continues to use flushed out of the pocket. Gets a nice block. He'll take it himself. He's got a 1st down and more out across the 40 up to the 30-yard line. Still going out across the 30. And a great job by Austin Scherzer. Looked like they wanted to roll out and send him out. Pressure from behind and decided to keep it himself. And a wise decision. And the first down of the game for Aquinas. And maybe they get things going offensively now. You can definitely sense the crowd more into it now here at the start of the 2nd quarter. Down to the 29-yard line is Scherzer. And they'll work at the fresh set of downs. Zach Martinez and Luke Martinez in the backfield for Aquinas. Looking to pitch it to Scherzer. He does. Nearly wrapped up in the backfield and still taken for a loss. And we'll get a flag, and it looks like this could be a hold on Dan Morin. We'll see who they call this on, but I believe might be on Dan Morin. Scherzer pitched it out to Martinez. Luke Martinez. We got 2 Martinez on the field, both in the backfield for Aquinas. And we'll get a call from the referee here, and it will be holding on the offense. That'll back them up, and that's one way to stall a drive a little bit. Aquinas getting a little momentum, a little flow to the offense, and then a penalty here will set them back. So they got a 1st down off a big run on 3rd down by Scherzer, and then a big penalty on the offensive line with a hold. 1st and 23. Out of the pistol is Scherzer. Zach Martinez and Luke Martinez. Scherzer drops back, dumps it off to Luke Martinez. Got a room out across the 30, 35, near the 30, and a nice gain back to right around the original line of scrimmage. So still 2nd and long. That's Luke Martinez, and we hadn't seen Zach Martinez since early on in the season, or Luke Martinez, and both getting in the mix here tonight early on. We mentioned Joel Edwards got to start the sophomore, but he hasn't been on the field this possession. 2nd and 10 from the 29, so that penalty is washed out now. Continue with a little more of a power look. 2 wide receivers on the near side, Baska and Henning. Williams, the wide receiver on the far side. In motion is Baska as both Martinez is in the backfield. Scherzer drops back, throws it out to Williams. He's got a little bit of room, breaks off a tackle, tried to cut and lost his footing, but he'll be about a yard shy of the 1st down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short for Aquinas. Again, trailing 14-0 to the Tigers of Blue Valley. A crucial drive for them here. I'll call it 3rd and 2 from the 21. 9:35 to go in the 1st half. The first signs of life from this offense all game so far on this drive. Their 3rd possession of the game. Trying to get on the board. Out of the pistol formation is Scherzer. Dropping back to pass. Under pressure. Just dumps it off. It's batted up in the air and a dangerous ball. But it falls to the ground and incomplete. And a dangerous pass by Scherzer. Just tried to dump it off to look like Martinez. And it got batted up. Brings up a 4th and 2. And Aquinas has got to go for it, I would think, here. From the 21-yard line, already down 14-0. I don't think there's any question about it. You go for it. And this could give them a big lift if they can convert. The Tigers looking for a big stop on their end, however. 4th and 2. Out of the pistol. Scherzer, 2 wide receivers on the near side, Henning and Baska. Luke Martinez, the tailback. He'll hand it off to Martinez up the gut. Still moving his feet, and I believe he's got it with 2nd effort as he bounced out, kept his legs moving. And we'll see where they spot it here. It pins where they spot. And they're going to have to measure here. It looked like with 2nd effort, but based off the spot, this could come down to a chain link or 2 as the chain gang will come out here for a spot and measure it. 4th and 2. Aquinas could really use it here. And the Tigers making the signal that they thought he was short, and we'll find out here. And it looks like he's short, and a turnover on downs on a 4th and 2 call. And the Tigers hold. And Aquinas fails to get any points on their 3rd possession. Finally saw some life. They had a short field, started with the ball right around the 47 after a short punt, but unable to come up with anything here with 9:10 to go in the first half. 14-0 Tigers, and their offense will come back on the field for their 4th possession of the game. And a tough break for Aquinas. They were very close to coming up with a first down there. So Zimmerman comes back out on the pistol. Floyd, the tailback. And they'll try to continue their offensive success that they've had. Looking for a quick screen, decides to keep it out and roll to his right. Zimmerman, he'll be tackled maybe a yard on the play. That's the quarterback Zimmerman taking it himself. It looked like he wanted to maybe hit up his wide receiver Skaggs on a quick slant, but it was covered up. Maybe gets a yard on the play. And where they spot it, they'll spot it at the 21. And it's 2nd and 8. Out of the pistol again is Zimmerman. Look to the sideline after the call. Dropping back, hands it off to Floyd, and he'll be hit right away by Aquinas defender. That's number 44, Andrew Horn, coming up with the tackle, the senior linebacker. And it brings up a 3rd and about 7. We'll see exactly where they spot it. A little over 8 minutes to go. They'll call it 3rd and 6 based off the spot. And Aquinas defense could really use this stop. We keep talking about it, especially with the way the Tigers defensively have played. Aquinas defense really needs to help out their offense here and get a big stop. And then you can say the same thing about the Aquinas offense, then maybe come up with something. So 3rd and 6. Dropping back is Zimmerman, looking across the middle of the field. Batted down, thrown behind the wide receiver, trying to hook up with Skaggs, and also on the coverage on the play, number 35 for Aquinas. Great job by him. Henry Cross and also Moran there on the defense. And is a 4th down for the Tigers as the Aquinas defense holds. A punt from the 24-yard line. Nick Williams and hitting back deep for Aquinas. And a chance to get good field position again. Running off the field late for Aquinas was Alex Desch. Johnson, punt away, and close there. And this one out across the 50 on the punt, bounces back, goes out of bounds. And again, good field position for Aquinas again. They're going to spot this one. Still walking past the 50. We'll see where this went out. They're going to have the ball in Tiger territory, close to the 45-yard line. Another opportunity. Their defense actually has put them in a good spot the last 2 drives, but unable to come up with anything. Can the Aquinas offense get anything going? We'll find out here. But first, A10 Varsity Football brought to you by Factory Direct Appliance. By Factory Direct and save at Factory Direct Appliance. Call 816-468-8344 or visit us at kcfda.com. 7:41 to go till halftime. Aquinas with the football, trailing 14-0 to number 5 Blue Valley. Opening night of district play. Low snap to Scherzer, rolls out to his right. Dropping back, throwing it for Henning. He's matched up one-on-one, trying to go back to the ball. A little bit underthrown. On the coverage for the Tigers was Alex Baer, the senior. 5'9", matched up with Henning. A 5'9" defender matched up with Henning, who's 6'3". Did a good job covering there, and Henning tried to come back to the ball. Thrown. Luckily, that one wasn't picked off, frankly. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Williams and Henning, the wide receivers on the near side. Zach Martinez and Luke Martinez, both in the backfield. Low snap again. Scherzer rolling out to his right, under pressure, dragged down, and there's a sack. As getting in the backfield might have been Chris Foster. Also Marr, we'll credit the sack to Marr. David Marr, a senior defensive tackle, 6'2", 191 pounds. That brings up a long 3rd down and 16 with a little over 7 minutes to go in the half. Staying in the same formation. Crowd trying to get behind this offense. Scherzer sends Luke Martinez as they go trips to the near side now. Martinez, Williams, and Hennings dropping back to Scherzer. Throwing this one up for Henning. He's got him, and just past the outstretched arms of Henning. Again on the coverage was Baird. And it brings up a 4th down, and they're going to have to punt the football. Long 4th down. He had Henning and just beyond his reach. Not a bad throw. Again, Scherzer in at quarterback with Paul Height. Injured, not available here tonight. May not be back the rest of the year. And Brendan Nachbar will come in to punt. Rolling out. Punt is away. Line drive kick again. Plenty of men back for Aquinas on the coverage, and letting it roll is McNerlin, and it'll be Tiger football just past the 20. We'll spot at the 22. So for those just joining us, the Tigers started with the football to begin tonight's contest and went down the field on a touchdown pass from Zimmerman to Skaggs. And then Floyd on the second possession punched it in, the tailback. However, Aquinas here in the second quarter, the last couple of possessions defensively have been able to slow down this Tiger offense, not getting a lot of help from their offense though, and they'll need another stop here. 6:34 to go. Out of the pistol formation is Zimmerman. Handing it off to Floyd. Tackle in the backfield, a nice tackle. Again, having a good game. Andrew Horn, we've mentioned Andrew Horn's name multiple times tonight. And a nice tackle there. And no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Tiger offense. Mikey Henson will come in at wide receiver. In motion now, settles in on the far side of the field. They got trips on the far side. Floyd, the lone tailback. Excuse me, Bryant Nugent in at tailback. Correction. Rolling out to the right is Zimmerman. Dumps it off. Trying to get it to Skaggs. Underthrew him. Bounces before it got to him. Brings up a 3rd and 10. And man, that was the first time we saw both Nugent and Henson in the game. Nugent, a junior. Henson, a sophomore. The defense trying to come up with another 3 and out on a 3rd and 10. So if Aquinas could get a stop here and then maybe get some before the half, they could be right back in this game. Again, number 5 Blue Valley leading 14-0 over Aquinas. Dropping back to pass to Zimmerman on 3rd and 10, dumping it off in the flat over to Nugent. He's got a little bit of room in front of him, gets a great block, but still tripped down. That's Mitch Sneed coming up with a huge tackle. He did get a good block, but Sneed still fought through it, and it's a 4th down. And they'll have to punt the football. Good defense by Aquinas. This last couple of possessions, they've settled in here after giving up 2 opening touchdowns in the first quarter. They force a punt. And back deep is Williams and Henning. We get a new punter in. Johnson not punting this time around after 2 short punts. It looks like that might be Dakota Ellis. We'll find out for sure here. Make that Tristan Perkins, the sophomore. Hitting, chopping back right around the 40. Out across the 40 after all this. Still going. And ends up out across the 40-yard line. First and 10. Blue Valley leading 14-0. This Aquinas offense has a chance to make this a game here before the half. After the way their team has been playing, they got to be happy if they can get some points here. Only down by 2 touchdowns. You knew they would have a tough task tonight. They're playing the number 5 team in the state. District playoffs, first game. If they could somehow make this a game at halftime, anything can happen. We've seen Aquinas be competitive in the first half of pretty much every game this year. It's been the second half where they've struggled, but they need something here to at least make it close before halftime. In motion is Nachbar. Edwards in at tailback now as Scherzer's out of the pistol. Still have Zach Martinez in as the fullback. High snap, handing it off to Edwards, the sophomore. That's Joel Edwards getting out across the 45-yard line. He's back in there. He was in the first 2 possessions, and then Luke Martinez was taking a few reps. But Edwards back in there. And 2nd and 5 from the 46-yard line. 4:20 to go in the first half. From the 46, Scherzer out of the pistol. Still Edwards, the tailback. Knockbar and hitting the wide receivers on the near side. Dropping back under pressure, just trying to dump it off to Edwards. And that one incomplete, trying to set up a screen. And 2 linemen out there all over it, and it brings up a 3rd and 5. So Aquinas offense trying to get the ball moving a little bit. They've had some opportunities with great field position and great defense, but they got to turn it into points. 3rd and 5. High snap. Scherzer dropping back, rolling out to his right, steps up, decides to take it himself, and he's going to be right at the sticks with 2nd effort. We'll see where they spot this football, but it appears he should have the 1st down out across the 50-yard line. And based off the spot, it is a 1st down for Aquinas, and a round of applause from the crowd. Some of them on their feet here. Again, this is one of those games where you look at the score, they're trailing by 14, but Aquinas has a chance to really make this a game before the half. Under 4 minutes to go. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. We're going to stoppage play here shortly as one of the linemen for Aquinas, make that Nick Williams, excuse me, tying up his shoes. And staying in the pistol formation, staying on the field is Edwards. Luke Martinez, make that Zach Martinez, the fullback. Scherzer out of the pistol formation. Knockbar and hitting the wide receivers on the near side. Rolling out to the right is Scherzer, thought about the pitch. Steps up, runs it himself. He's got some room out across the 40. Paul pops out, and it goes out of bounds. That ball popped right out of Scherzer's hands, and luckily for Aquinas, it goes out of bounds. And that'll affect, though, the spot. So he was near the 1st down, but then with the ball popping out, it moves him back a couple of yards. It brings up a 2nd down and manageable here. 3:38 to go in the first half. I'll give him 6 yards. If he doesn't fumble it, it might have been a 1st down. But they'll be happy just to retain possession. 2nd and 4 from the 43-yard line. Edwards and Zach Martinez stay in. Nick Williams, a wide receiver, on the far side. Zach Martinez now will get split out on as a wide receiver at trips to the near side, hitting Knockbar and Martinez. Play clock down to 2, and they got to burn a timeout, the first one of the game. And they got that timeout off right before the play clock went down. So 2nd and 4 when we return. 8-10 varsity football brought to you by Nick and Jake's. Nick and Jake's, real food, honest drink. Nick and Jake's, the proud title sponsor of 810varsity.com, located in Parkville in the Parkville Commons and in Overland Park on 135th Street, or visit us online at nickandjakes.com. Also, follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter. The rest of the season, we'll choose a weekly winner for $50 gift certificates to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter today. Both teams getting back on the field. 2nd and 4 from the 43. 3:38 to go in the first half. Number 5, Blue Valley. Here in Overland Park, Kansas, taking on St. Thomas Aquinas. First night of district play. After 2 scores in the first quarter. Been quiet here in the second quarter with Aquinas defense stiffening up, but it's their offense that needs to get something going here. Knockbar in motion. He'll hand it off to him. He'll try to sweep on the far side. The jet sweep. He breaks the tackle, get a couple of yards. Be 3rd and short for Knockbar. They go the jet sweep to Knockbar as they send in motion and gave him the football. Different look there by Aquinas. They'll call it 3rd and 2. And you assume this is getting 4th down territory no matter what. Edwards will stay in at tailback. Zach Martinez, the fullback. Williams, the wide receiver on the far side. Knockbar on the near side with Henning. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. They'll hand it over to Edwards. And the ball pops out into the play, and this one's going to be a battle at the bottom of the pile. That ball definitely came out. We'll see who came up with it, though. And now on a 3rd and 2. And they're going to look here at the bottom of the pile. And it stays with Aquinas. And they catch a break there. That ball clearly popped out, but make it a 1st down for Aquinas, and they got things rolling here with 2:48 to go before halftime, trailing 14-0. That, again, was a sophomore. Doesn't get a lot of playing time. Still probably not used to getting as many touches. But his team able to recover as Luke Martinez now comes in at tailback. So, again, kind of a running back by committee here tonight. Zach Martinez, the fullback, dropping back to pass as Scherzer rolling out to his left under pressure. And he's going to try to just get the ball. Right, he gets it off to Zach Martinez for a first down and more. Plowing through at the 20-yard line. Scherzer able to find his man, Martinez, and the Aquinas offense gets another first down as they roll down into the red zone. So some signs of life for the Aquinas offense. And Scherzer somehow was able to dump it off to Martinez as he had 3 guys chasing after him. The Tigers able to get great pressure on him, but there was nobody around Martinez, and he was able to skip forward for a first down. He'll stay in at fullback. Luke Martinez stays in at tailback. Scherzer out of the pistol formation. Knockbar in motion. This time they fake the pitch to him. Now on the near side of the field, Scherzer keeps it himself. Breaks the tackle, plowing forward. And near the 10-yard line. How about Scherzer showing some power? That's Austin Scherzer, only a 5'9", 167-pounder, but he lowers his shoulder forward for a first down. First and goal from the 8-yard line. This is the best opportunity Aquinas has had all game to get on the board, trailing 14-0 with 1:55 to go before the half. Still in the same formation. This time Basket in at wide receiver on the near side along with Henning. Knockbar back in the backfield as well. They'll hand it off to Luke Martinez. Not a lot there. Right in the heart of that defensive line.
Luke Martinez on the carry.
The clock will continue to roll. Aquinas with 2 timeouts. Blue Valley with all 3 of their timeouts. And depending on what happens here, you may see Blue Valley try to burn a timeout themselves. 2nd and 9 from the 9. Luke Martinez and Knockbar, the tailbacks. Baskin hitting the wide receivers on the near side. Williams on the far side. 1:20 to go here in the first half. Scherzer fakes it, rolls out to his right. Stepping back, throws this one in the back of the end zone, and it's overthrown, looking for the senior wide receiver Henning. 3rd and goal now for Aquinas. So a couple of shots for Aquinas. And Henning really never had an opportunity there. He was open in the back of the end zone. 3rd and 9. A couple substitutions on the defense. But Knockbar and Luke Martinez stay in the backfield. Out of the pistol is Scherzer. 10 seconds on the play clock. Now Luke split out a wide receiver on the far side. Baskin hitting on the near side. High snap for Scherzer. Got some time, stepping up in the pocket. Now rolling out to the left, and he's got a little bit of room. Dropping back, does dump it off, and this one falls incomplete, looking for Martinez. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and now head coach Mike Thomas has a decision to make here, and appears they're going to send on the field goal unit, and they could use some points here, and they'd be, I mean, you got to be happy if you could get something here. Only trail 14-3 going to halftime. And Declan Fogarty
out for the field goal.
will come out for a field goal attempt for Aquinas from the 9-yard line. Not a 25-yard attempt for Fogarty. Trying to get on the board. Good snap. Kick is up, and this one never even got up on the air. It might have got his foot stuck in a big blown opportunity. The field goal no good by Aquinas after a great looking drive, and they come up empty-handed on that. So empty. Number 5 Blue Valley holds and continues to lead 14-0, and you got to think that was Aquinas' shot to get some momentum heading into halftime, and now you kind of think the place might have had the wind sucked right out of it as the crowd very quiet now, just under a minute to go. And with all 3 timeouts, Blue Valley now has an opportunity to get something done. They have the ball at the 20. First and 10 for Zimmerman. They're going to spread things out a little bit, but Aquinas missed a great opportunity to get on the board. Their defense, can they make another stand before halftime? They've really stepped it up here lately. And to keep this one manageable heading into halftime, they're going to need another big stop. Porter will be the wide receiver on the near side for the Tigers. Floyd in at tailback. After seeing Nugent in their last drive, Floyd back out there. Out of the pistol is Zimmerman. Perkins in motion. They'll hand it up to Floyd up the middle. He's got some room. Knockbar misses a tackle out across and near the 40 and across the 35, excuse me, near the 40-yard line and right around the 37-yard line. 52 seconds to go. Out of the pistol again is Zimmerman. Have to speed up the pace a little bit, so have all 3 timeouts. Rolling out to his right, stepping up in the pocket, thought about running, and then dumps it off. He's got a man open. That's Skaggs out across 15. The ball just pops out and goes forward about 20 yards. I haven't seen something like that before, and Aquinas recovers. That ball flung forward, and that didn't just pop out. That thing flew out of the hands of Skaggs, and Aquinas 2 timeouts with 37 seconds, and they catch a break there. Another stop by the defense, the first turnover of the game by either team. And a fumble recovery for Aquinas and keeping this game manageable. It would have been a first down, and Aquinas would have been on their heels as the Tigers had 3 timeouts. You figured the Tigers might have put some more points up on the board and increased their lead, but instead Aquinas has a shot here to maybe get something done with 37 seconds, 2 timeouts from the 25-yard line. And in Overland Park, Kansas, Aquinas the home team in the navy and gold, the Tigers in the all white. Out of the shotgun is Scherzer. Luke Martinez and hitting wide receivers on the far near side of the field. Stepping out of the pocket is Scherzer, looking for Baska. Hits the ground before it got to him. Falling incomplete. That's Baska again getting increased playing time. So 2nd and 10 from the 25 with 32 seconds to go with 2 timeouts. And the first time we've seen them out of shotgun today, primarily working out of the pistol, but now in a situation where they need to spread everybody out. Williams hitting and Martinez, the wide receivers, on the near side. Baska and Haas on the far side. Low snap for Scherzer. Finally picks it up and is going to have to just run and fumbles the football. Recovered. Looked like the Tigers, and then now diving on it is Aquinas, and I believe they might have got this one back. Yes, they do. And the clock's going to continue to roll, and they may just let this one roll out now before the half. The Tigers started with the football to begin the game, and they're going to try to get something off here, though. Clock under 5 seconds. And maybe one last play. And they're trying to wave off. They didn't want anything called. Scherzer will snap the ball. Rolling out to his right now. Gets a block by Williams. And then ties it to take it himself out across the 30. And that will do it for the first half. I don't think the coaching staff of Aquinas wanted that play to even get off. But Aquinas within 14 of number 5 Blue Valley. A couple of opportunities. This thing could be a lot closer the way the Aquinas defense played in the second quarter. But instead, the Tigers defense get a nice hole off the missed field goal by Declan Fogarty and Aquinas, and they trail 14-0. We'll take a break here during halftime. Again, this is the first night of district play. You're seeing the A10 varsity football on a10varsity.com. Welcome back in here. Second half action on 810varsity.com. The St. Thomas Aquinas Saints trailing number 5 Blue Valley. The Tigers 14-0 at the half. Aquinas set to receive to start the second half, and Aquinas really had a shot there before the end of the first half to get some points on the board and really make this one competitive. But still, I think with a nice drive here, you got to be happy if you're Aquinas. You're only down by even 2 possessions here, especially the way the Tigers often started the game, but Aquinas' defense getting a couple of nice stops. Again, Blue Valley coming in the game 6-0 on the season. Aquinas 3-3 on a 3-game losing streak. Nick Williams and hitting back deep. This time Williams will get a shot to return it out across the 15, out across the 20-yard line. Got a little bit of room cutting across the middle, and they'll start with good field position out across the 30-yard line. Right around probably the 33-yard line. So Williams finally gets a shot out, and the junior quarterback Austin Scherzer will lead the Aquinas offense back out on the field here in the second half. Again, for those just tuning in, the Tigers scoring on their first 2 possessions. Aquinas offense starting to move the ball a little bit, but still yet to get any points. And Scherzer with the start tonight as Paul Height was injured in last week's loss down in Webb City. So from the 33-yard line, Scherzer and Luke Martinez, the tailback. Scherzer out of the pistol formation. Basket, the wide receiver on the near side of the field. Knockbar and Williams, the wide receivers on the far side. McNerlin matched up with Basca on the near side. Dropping back is Scherzer. Stepping up in the pocket. Decides to take it himself this time and met right in the middle by the linebackers. Maybe a couple yards on the play. We'll see where they spot it. Get a 2 on the play, and it'll be at the 35. 2nd and 8 from the 35. We've seen Scherzer keep it himself a couple of times. And they'll stick with the same formation. Luke Martinez, the tailback. Handing it off to Martinez, trying to cut outside, and we'll get a flag that'll come flying in. Tackle on the play by number 59, Cooper McCoy, the senior linebacker. And it looks like, yep, holding on the offense. They'll back him up a little bit here. It'll be a 2nd and long. Get the official word from the referee here. And 2nd and 18 now. A 10-yard penalty for holding on Aquinas. And that'll back him up here. All the yards gained. I'll call it actually 2nd and 22 is from the spot of the foul. My correction there. So 2nd and 22. On the 23-yard line. Knockbar switching to the near side now. We'll have 3 wide receivers on the near side. Basket, Knockbar, and Williams. Luke Martinez, the tailback. Low snap to Scherzer. Fakes the handoff to Martinez and dumps it over to Williams right around the 29-yard line. Now bring up a 3rd and long. And 3rd and 13 from the 30-yard line. Quinn Foster, the sophomore linebacker, coming up with a tackle on that play. Just underway here in the second half. Aquinas opening possession of the second half, trailing 14-0. Scherzer, low snap again. We've seen issues multiple times with the snap. Scherzer stepping up in the pocket, runs himself well short of the first down, and they're going to have to punt on their opening drive. And we've seen some issues between the center and Scherzer. Again, the two, Scherzer not the regular quarterback, but they're not even going under center, so that's not even the issue. Basca will punt for Aquinas, and back deep is McMerlin. Good kick by Basca. It'll bounce right around the 40 and takes an Aquinas roll and continues to go close to the 30-yard line. Looks around the 32, 33, and that's where the Tigers will begin their day. It's in the second half, at least. And 8-10 varsity football. Alex Gold here with the call, along with our videographer, Stacy Smith. We thank you for tuning in here on the first night of district play. Again, a tough district for both these teams. You look at Blue Valley, obviously, and Aquinas in that district, and then Gardner, Edgerton, and Pittsburgh. So from the 32, Zimmerman out of the pistol, Floyd, the tailback, 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. It's McNerlin and Skaggs on the near side, quickly dumping it off to his man, maybe a gain of a couple yards, but wrapped up by Knockbar as Zimmerman threw it out
Knockbar on the tackle for the Saints.
to Perkins.
Porter with the reception from
No, actually say that, excuse me, that was Jack Porter coming up with the reception, a gain of maybe 3-4 yards on the play. And they'll spot it at the 34. Skaggs and Ryan McNerlin on the near side. Zimmerman out of the pistol. Floyd, the tailback. They'll look back to the far sideline now. 9:20 to go, just underway in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 8 from the 34. Handing it off to Floyd, trying to run the sweep to the far side, and the defensive line of Aquinas doesn't allow him to get anything on that play. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it brings up around 3rd and 8 if he got anything on the play. Again, on a fall night here in Overland Park, Kansas, definitely feeling like fall temperatures in the mid to low 50s. So 3rd and 8. They'll have 3 wide receivers on the near side this time. They'll move Porter to the near side. Floyd, the lone tailback. They'll stack it on the near side. 3 wide receivers. Dropping back is Zimmerman, looking up in the middle and hit immediately, trying to hook up with Skaggs. And Brendan Knockbar laid some wood on Skaggs right across the middle of the field, right around the 45. And it falls incomplete. Great coverage on the play. And this defense of Aquinas now make it 4 possessions in a row, coming up with some big stops. And Aquinas offense will get the ball in what you would assume would be good field position. 4th and 8. They'll have to punt from their own 34. Back deep is Henning and Williams. As Johnson gets set to punt for the Tigers. Decent punt away. High kick. Angling to the far sideline. This one going out of bounds. I'll have this ball. We'll see where they spot this because this thing went out. And they're going to continue walking up near the 40, continuing. And we'll see where they finally went up. They'll say that the 42-yard line. Again, you can't complain about the way Aquinas is, at least field position-wise, after the first couple of possessions. And they're just kind of hanging around. 1 touchdown either way could really change this game. A touchdown for Aquinas here, and we can get a little interesting with the number 5 team on the road. But Blue Valley about a touchdown away from the way you've seen Aquinas' offense, and maybe a touchdown away from putting this one away. Scherzer comes back on the field. Knockbar, the wide receiver, along with Henning on the far side, is Luke Martinez, the lone tailback. Williams and Basca, the wide receivers on the near side. Williams goes in motion, now to the far side. Snap, hands it off to Martinez, decides to keep it himself. Scherzer, he's got near the 1st down marker, and we'll see where they spot. I believe he's out across for a 1st down. He goes off the right end. And it might be good enough for a 1st down. We'll see where they spot the football. And we'll see exactly where this football is spotted. And based off the spot, that's going to be a 1st down out across the 50-yard line in the Tigers' territory. A 1st down for Scherzer and Aquinas. They'll stay out of the same formation here, however, this time we've got Basket Williams, the wide receivers on the near side. Luke Martinez, the lone tailback. Out of the pistol is Scherzer. Rolling out to his left, keeps it himself again. Gonna get some decent gain on the play as well. I'll spot it right around the 42, 43-yard line.
gain of 5, 2nd down 5.
2nd and 5 for Aquinas. They'll spot at the 43. Basket, the lone wide receiver. Williams, Henning, and Knockbar trips to the far side. Luke Martinez, the tailback, staying in the pistol. And Scherzer getting his 1st start after Height's injury last week. Dumping it off to Williams. And he's got some speed, continues moving forward. Looked like he was tackled, and he popped right out the end and makes it a manageable 3rd down, and maybe about 3rd and 1 here. So short 3rd down, we'll call it 3rd and 2, a short 2. Just over 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Number 5, Blue Valley here in Overland Park, Kansas at St. Thomas Aquinas, leading 14-0. Nakbar and Martinez, Luke Martinez, and the tailback. Hitting the lone wide receiver on the far side. Scherzer will keep it himself, trying on the left side. He's got a first down right around the 35-yard line. The quarterback, Scherzer, kept it, and you got to give him a lot of credit. He's been impressive in his first start for the injured Paul Height. But can they get some points on the board? The offense just a play away, really. So 1st and 10 from the 35. Basket, Williams, the wide receivers on the near side, Nakbar and Henning on the far side. Luke Martinez just to the left of Scherzer. Dropping back is Scherzer. He steps up in the pocket, and that one might have hit the ground. Ruled incomplete, trying to get it to Nick Williams. Bounces just before him, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 10. And he had Williams for a decent game, but tried to split through 2 linebackers and just skipped through the ground. I'll go trips to the near side, hitting the lone wide receiver on the far side. You've got Basket, Nakbar, and Williams. Lone tailback is Martinez. Scherzer out of the pistol. Drops back, has some time, dumps it off in the flat to Williams and dropped and incomplete. Williams started to turn upfield and never pulled the ball into his body. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 from the 35-yard line here in the third quarter. The second drive of the third quarter for Aquinas. Their first one, we went 3 and out. And now driving the ball a little bit, but they're going to need a big 3rd down conversion here. The crowd trying to get behind this offense a little bit. A decent crowd on hand. Not the biggest crowd we've seen this season, but not too bad for what is a chilly night. Scherzer out of the shotgun. Luke Martinez, the tailback. Has some time getting blitz on the corner, and right away dumps it off to Luke Martinez, but blown up by the linebacker. He was all over that play. That's number 44, Jackson Tupper, the senior linebacker, 5'11", 188-pounder. And it's going to bring up a 4th and 10 from the 35, and the offense still on the field for Aquinas. And they looks like they will go for it as Scherzer and the offense still out there. Baska and Williams, the wide receivers on the near side, hitting a knockbar on the far side. 4th and 10 from the 35-yard line. Luke Martinez, the tailback. Rolling out to his right is Scherzer, stepping up in the pocket, looking for a Henning, well overthrown and nearly picked off. Alex Baird on the coverage, and turnover on downs, and the Tigers will take over at the 35. 8-10 varsity football brought to you by Mr. Goodsense. Ordering Goodsense is now quick and easy with Goodsense online ordering. Just log on to MrGoodsense.com and place your order today. And by the Kansas City Command, powering the 810varsity.com top 25. Season tickets for the 2012 Arena Football League season at Sprint Center are on sale now. Call 855-KC-ARENA. And again, Blue Valley, number 5 in the 810 varsity top 25, leading 14-0. 5:38 to go in the third quarter. And they'll start with a fresh set of downs after the failed 4th down. Handing it off to Floyd and hit in the backfield, loses a yard or 2. Matt Clemens coming up with a tackle. Clemens, the senior lineman. We'll get an injury. That's Floyd will limp off. And Brian Nugent will come in, the junior running back, in to replace him. So 5:20 to go. Clock rolling, 2nd and 11. They'll say he lost a yard on the play. Also comes up limping, as we mentioned, but still standing on the sideline. Not getting any attention from trainers yet, so maybe just a little shaken up. Out of the pistol is Zimmerman. Nugent, the tailback. Near side wide receiver is Skaggs. Fake the handoff to him, looking far side. He throws it near the sticks. Cutting out across is McNerlin, and push forward, and with second effort, it's going to be close to the sticks. He was a couple yards short, but then with second effort, might have got pushed over for a 1st down. And it will be a 1st down. The Tigers out across for a 1st down. 4:54 to go here in the third quarter. And Nugent will stay in. And McNerlin and Skaggs, the wide receiver on the near side. It's Nugent, the lone tailback, as Zimmerman looks to the far sideline. This place has gotten quiet here as Aquinas offensively just not getting anything going. But their defense has been good. Zimmerman dropping back to pass, looking deep. And this one is going to be out of bounds. Nobody around it except for Aquinas defenders. Baska back there along with Clayton Henning on the coverage, and it brings up a 2nd and 10. And again, Floyd still on the sideline after coming up, shaking up a little bit on that run about 3 plays ago. Aquinas defense trying to hold again. They've been doing a fantastic job since allowing 2 touchdowns. The pistol formation is Zimmerman. Nugent still the tailback. Porter and Skaggs, the wide receiver on the near side. Dropping back, deciding to keep it himself as the quarterback, and it works out across the 50, and enough for a 1st down. I don't know if that was designed. It looked designed, but it could have been a busted play. And it works nonetheless. Zimmerman taking it himself. And based off the spot, they're going to say he's just a little short. So 3rd and 1. And quickly to the line of scrimmage are the Tigers. I'll go with the same formation. Nugent, the lone tailback, and the QB sneak. We got a flag, and this looks like initial, well, it could be a false start on the offense. They tried to hurry up and catch Aquinas off guard, but they might have caught themselves a penalty. And we'll get the call from the referee here. And it is a false start, and that'll make what was a 3rd and 1 a 3rd and 6. And they'll back them up. It's at the 50-yard line. Just over 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Tigers leading Aquinas 14-0. Perkins and Skaggs, the wide receivers on the near side. Out of the pistol formation is Zimmerman. Nugent still the lone tailback. Far side of the field is Porter on a 3rd and 6 following the false start penalty as they tried to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Zimmerman dropping back, steps up in the pocket under pressure. Nearly sacked, gets away from it. It's rolling out to the left, still moving. Throws this one up, overthrown, out of bounds, incomplete, bringing up 4th down. Zimmerman nearly wrapped up for a sack, and the defense for Aquinas forces a 4th down. Great pressure by that defensive line. And back to the offense we go. But that offense just has not been able to get anything going. 4th and 6, and the punt unit is on for both teams. Henning and Williams back deep. Standing right around the 15. And the punter is Johnson. From the 50-yard line, 4th and 6. Punt away from the 40. High kick. Henning waits for fair catch. Close to the 10. And they'll spot it at the 10. So despite Aquinas' offense not able to do it, the defense has come up big, and they still are within 2 possessions with 3:25 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Number 5, Blue Valley taking on Aquinas. Blue Valley 6-0 on the season. Dating back to last year, they've won 10 in a row following that 5A state title last year. Aquinas, however, started the year 3-0 with a couple of nice wins, but since has struggled. They're 0-3 since those first few games, and they're 3-3 on the season. Trying to get back on track and against the backup quarterback Scherzer this week, as Height was hurt last week in Webb City. 1st and 10 from the 10. Scherzer hands it off to Luke Martinez. Let's see where they spot this. Maybe 3 yards on the play. But definitely not any more than 2 or 3. And they'll say it's 3. They'll call it 2nd and 3 from the 13-yard line. 2nd and 7. Just over 3 minutes to go. Williams and Haas, the wide receivers on the near side. And Martinez still the lone tailback. Out of the pistol formation is Scherzer. Dropping back, fakes the handoff, quickly throwing it out. Got his man, that's Vickers. That's near the line for first down. That's Devin Vickers near the line of first down. Vickers' first reception of the game, his first action of the game. 3rd and 1, and might even be a little bit less than the yard. 3rd and 1. And they'll leave Luke Martinez in. And they'll split out 3 to the near side. Henning, Williams, and Haas. Vickers, the lone wide receiver on the far side, and Luke Martinez, the lone tailback, out of the pistol formation. Scherzer decides to keep it himself. He's got a first down and more. Plenty of room. Out across the 40-yard line, still going and shoved out of bounds. And maybe spotted right around the 41-yard line. No, just short of the 40. They'll spot him at the 39, but a first down and more for Austin Scherzer, deciding to keep it himself. And the Aquinas offense gets a fresh set of downs. They'll spot it at the 39. Off the QB draw. Williams, Henning, and Haas. Wide receivers on the near side. Out of the shotgun. Scherzer hands it off to Luke Martinez. Nearly tackled in the backfield, but keeps his feet moving. Gets about 6 or 7 on the play. Luke Martinez, and he comes up fired up and trying to pump up the crowd here. That's Luke Martinez, a 6'1", 188-pound senior running back. Joel Edwards got the start tonight, but Martinez has gotten the bulk of the carries. He'll stay in. $1:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. From the 46, 2nd and 2. Haas and Williams, the wide receivers on the near side. Henning and Vickers on the far side. Rolling out to the right is Scherzer. Pitches it to Luke Martinez. Got some room in front of him for a first down out across the 50-yard line. Continuing to run the football, wearing down this Tigers defense and trying to give their own defense a little bit of rest and help them out and put some points on the board as they're out across the 50 and into Tiger territory. Trying to maybe speed up the tempo here a little bit as they're quickly back in set. Staying in the pistol is Scherzer. Dropping back, under pressure here. Pump fakes, dumps it off to Luke Martinez. Stays on his feet, and people want a face mask. That was close. The ball pops out, but he was down, and a lot of fans wanting a face mask. Looked like the face mask might have been grabbed, but no flag on the play. Positive yardage still for Luke Martinez. He gets it, and he'll come out of the game and take a breather. And in comes Zach Martinez for Luke Martinez. 2nd and 6 from the 44-yard line. Staying in the pistol is Scherzer, but again, Zach Martinez now in at tailback. Williams and Haas, the wide receivers on the near side. Hands it off to Luke Martinez, moves his feet forward, pushing the pile a little bit bigger back, close to the first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short. The clock now ticking. 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if they get another play off before the quarter's over. I think with the tempo you've got, you try to get another play off, and they're just standing around, and it appears that they may let this one roll down. Yeah, they're going to let this roll all the way down to the end of the 3rd quarter in the middle of a nice drive right now. When we return back to action, it'll be 3rd and 2 for Aquinas, but that end of 3 quarters, it's Blue Valley, number 5 Blue Valley, 14-0. And the crowd on their feet here as they can sense Aquinas is just a play away here from really making this one interesting. We'll have 12 minutes, both teams with 3 timeouts. 8-10 varsity football brought to you by Factory Direct Appliance. Time to buy a new washer and dryer. Need a facelift to the kitchen? Factory Direct Appliance has 5 locations around the Kansas City area, including the Northland at 152 Highway and North Oak. Special financing available by Factory Direct, and save at Factory Direct Appliance. Call 816-468-8344 or visit us at kcfda.com. So 4th quarter now. Neither team has scored since the 1st quarter. And still Aquinas football. And again, it's been the junior quarterback under center tonight. Austin Scherzer, a 5'9" junior. And a big 3rd down. You would assume still 4 down territory for Aquinas, no matter what happens here. They'll go out of the pistol formation. Zach Martinez will stay in. Again, a bigger back. 3 wide receivers on the near side on a big 3rd and 2 at the start of the 4th quarter. Vickers, Henning, and Williams, the wide receivers on the near side. Scherzer rolls out to his right, keeps it, doesn't pitch it. Flag comes in. He's got a first down, but we're going to get a flag. And this might be a hold, as the flag came falling in. And this first down is probably going to get. And it is against Aquinas. So scratch that one off. And they'll have to do it again. And they'll lose 10 yards out of it as well. And they'll call it a block in the back. Again, that was Scherzer trying to run a QB option. Kept it himself, but got a block, an illegal block in the back. 3rd and 12, a 10-yard penalty at the 50-yard line. Williams and Hostile wide receivers on the far side. They'll split off 2 on each side. Vickers and Henning on the near side. And Zach Martinez just to the left as Scherzer's out of the shotgun. Dropping back is Scherzer. Got some time. Steps in the pocket under pressure. And then coming up with a huge sack for Blue Valley North. Number 45, David Marr. A senior defensive tackle, 6'2", 191 pounds. And a long 4th down. And Aquinas is going to have to punt the football. And so the clock under 11.5 minutes. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. Henning set to punt for Aquinas. McNerlin back deep. Punt is away. This one angling towards the far side. Takes a great bounce for Aquinas. Can anybody get down there before it gets in the end zone? And we'll see. It looks like they're going to be able to spot this one right around the goal line. We'll see exactly where this one ends up. A great roll off the Clayton Henning punt. And they'll down it at the 3-yard line, so the defense, they could use a nice stop here. And maybe even a safety. $14-0 for those just tuning in. Number 5 Blue Valley Tigers here at St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Overland Park, Kansas. Aquinas trying to get back on track. Losers of 3 in a row for New Blue Valley Tigers, just trying to keep that momentum going. 6-0 on the season. They haven't scored since the first quarter. Defensive battle here ever since. Aquinas offense still yet to get any closer than about the 20-yard line. And here are the Blue Valley North Tigers. Excuse me, Blue Valley Tigers. And a short gain on 1st down as the clock goes under 11 minutes. I'll give him a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 4. And Zimmerman in this Tiger offense trying to get a little bit of breathing room and run some clock. Skagg, the wide receiver on the near side, along with Porter. Floyd back in the game following the injury. He's in as tailback behind the quarterback. They'll hand it off to Floyd, trying the right side. Busts through a couple, maybe a few yards on that play. It'll bring up a 3rd down. And Matt Floyd, the senior, 5'10", 184-pounder. He'll get 3 on the play. 3rd and 6 from the 7. Just under 10 minutes now. Out of the pistol is Zimmerman as they look to the far sideline to the coaches for the call. Big play here for this Aquinas defense. Dropping back to pass to Zimmerman. Rolling out to his left. Looking to just dump it off, and does. He's got a man complete for a 1st down and more. He's tackled by 2 or 3 Aquinas defenders, but not before he gets a 1st down. That's the tight end, number 89, Chris Foster, a senior, 6'5", 228 pounds, and they've got some breathing room now following the 1st down. And Floyd, still a little shaken up, goes to the sideline. Nugent back in at tailback for the Tigers. Zimmerman out of the pistol. 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Andrew Reichenmeyer now in, a tight end on the near side. Dropping back, looking for Skagg. He's got him, and wrapped down and out of bounds. About a gain. About 8. And they're going to actually rule it a first down. We'll see. There's some confusion between the refs and the chain gang. They will say just about a yard short. 2nd and 1 from the 35. Out of the pistol formation is Zimmerman. Nugent, the tailback. Reichenmeyer and Skag. The wide receiver on the near side. Porter on the far side. Play clock down to 5. Hands it off. Up the gut is Nugent. Got a first down and more up to the 45-yard line. So Nugent in for Floyd.
Nugent carries for the first down.
That's a sophomore, 5'10", 168 pounds. And now time's starting to become an issue for Aquinas with 9:18 to go. Still with all 3 timeouts, but trailing 14-0. And the defense might be getting a little worn out here after quite a few good stops, but at some point, the Tigers are wearing them down. 1st and 10 from the 46. Reichenmeyer stays in along with Skag as wide receivers on the near side. Hands it off to Nugent again. Gets a few yards, but not much more.
Nugent again on the carry for the Tigers.
.840 to go. 2nd and 8. From the 48. Still getting play calls from the sideline is Zimmerman as the play clock's at 10 seconds. Staying in the pistol formation. Exact same formation. Reichenmeyer goes in motion to the far side of the field. I'll hand it off to Nugent. Good job defensively. The front defensive lineman there. Also Dan Marin in the mix as well. 3rd down and 7. Sam Kindred also along with Dan Moran. 8 minutes to go. 3rd and 7 from the 49-yard line, and they have got to come up with a stop here as they trail by 2 touchdowns. Staying in the pistol are the Tigers. Nick Williams matched up with Skaggs. Nugent in. Tailback dropping back is Zimmerman, steps up in the pocket. He's got a man for a first down. Now trying to run back behind, and he ran backwards. That was Porter, who looked like he had it upon initial possession of the football, but then tried to cut across the field and might have lost a couple yards, but we'll see where they spot it. Just going to be a tad short. It's going to bring up 4th and inches.
Bring up 4th down.
So a mistake by the senior wide receiver, and they could use a huge stop here as the crowd starts to make some noise. 7 minutes to go in the game. 14-0 lead by the Tigers. We're going to get a timeout. They're going to let the clock roll all the way down before the delay of game. They'll call a timeout and figure out what they want to do here on 4th and inches. So the first charge timeout to the Tigers comes in the 4th quarter with 6:51 to go in the game. $8-10 varsity football brought to you by Mr. Goodson's. $5 foot-long subs are back at Mr. Goodson's. 7 great subs to choose from. Come see what fresh really is at Mr. Goodson's. And by Nick and Jake's, real food, honest drink. Nick and Jake's, the proud title sponsor of 810varsity.com. Check out our promotions throughout the season on Facebook or on Twitter at Nick and Jake's. So 4th and 1, what should have been a first down, but the senior wide receiver Porter trying to cut across the middle of the field. Cost his team a first down. And Aquinas is going to have to call with a big stop here, down by 2 touchdowns. Alex Gold here with the call, along with videographer Stacy Smith. Thank you all for tuning in to football here on 810 Varsity. See if the crowd can get into it here, because really, if Aquinas doesn't get a stop here, you can figure they're going to run off a couple more minutes off the clock, and you're really in a tough spot. You get a stop here, maybe, just maybe your offense can get something going, but they really haven't shown they can do anything. I think you can need a turnover. But here, we're going to go with the power formation, still in the pistol, but they got 2 of their big fullbacks in the game. Out of the pistol is the quarterback Zimmerman, rolling out to his right. He'll keep it himself. He's got a first down and more, busting through the secondary and down to the 35, a first down, and some more time's going to roll off the clock. as the quarterback Zimmerman took it himself. Aquinas still with 3 timeouts, and that is going to be a huge issue now with a fresh set of downs for the Tigers. And the first game of district play. Next up for Aquinas will be Gardner-Edgerton, and they'll wrap up the season against Pittsburgh. And they could sure use a turnover here to make this one interesting with 6:30 to go. Out of the pistol formation is Zimmerman. 2 wide receivers on the near side. High snap, gets it over. No, keeps it himself. Zimmerman and then slips. And could have got a couple more yards, but he gets tripped up on his own feet. And so 2nd and 7.
Second down and 8.
Just over 6 minutes to go. Nugent in at tailback. Again, Floyd hasn't returned since coming back after that injury. 10 seconds on the play clock as they look to the far sideline for the play. 5:45 to go, down to 5 on the play clock. 3, they'll get it off. Handing it off to Nugent, and he's hit. He's tried to spin off. It's still moving, and a huge group of linemen there for Aquinas shuts that one down. As Nugent doesn't get much. 3rd down coming up. Under 5.5 minutes to go. Matt Clemens coming up with a tackle. They won't even have to snap this thing until right around the 5-minute mark. As they're taking their time looking at the sideline. Play clock down to 10. Zimmerman out of the pistol. Nugent, the lone tailback. Reichenmeyer and Skaggs, the wide receivers on the near side. Dropping back, stepping up. Decides to take it himself. Zimmerman, then tackle. Coming right from behind. That's big number 40, Sam Kindred, and it brings up a 4th down for the Tigers. Kindred, a senior, forces the 4th down as Zimmerman thought about going himself. Good coverage downfield by the Aquinas secondary. 4th and 7 from the 32 with 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Number 5 Blue Valley leading Aquinas 14-0. And this is a must stop for Aquinas right here. 4th and 7 out of the pistol. Zimmerman, lone tailback is Nugent. He'll get the snap. Dropping back, looking for a pass, and it's caught by his tight end. That's big number 88, Austin Katsarelos, a senior. Katsarelos, a 6'3", 226-pound tight end, and a fresh set of downs as we'll go under 4 minutes here shortly. And that was a situation where Aquinas really had to get a spot. And 4 minutes. And the Tigers driving here. Skaggs, the only wide receiver on the near side, 2 on the far side. Nugent, the lone tailback. You imagine they're just going to continue to run the football. Trying the left side. Nothing going for Nugent. Number 46, Sam Schmidt, coming on the tackle, and the first timeout will be charged to Aquinas. That's their first one as they try to slow down this clock, and that's their biggest enemy right now. Still a better outing this week for Aquinas after getting blown out 35-0 last week. And we mentioned in their 3 losses, Aquinas has been blown out 125-34 over the last 3 games, but a much better showing here tonight. The first game of district play, again, coming up for these 2 teams in district for Aquinas. They'll head out to Gardner, Kansas for the second game of district play, and then they'll wrap it up on the road as well. So the last home game of the year for Aquinas. For Blue Valley, coming up next, they'll host Pittsburgh, and then on the road against Gardner-Edgerton. So if things continue the way it's going, Aquinas is going to need to finish the year on the 2-game winning streak against Gardner and Pittsburgh. 3:41 to go, 2nd and 10 from the 20 following the timeout. Zimmerman sends his man Reichenmeyer in motion to the far side. Handing it off to Floyd. He's back in the game. A flag comes in. Looks like it's going to be a holding call that'll stop the clock and back him up a little bit. And that'll back him up 10 yards. Stops the clock as well, back to the 30. And it is holding against the Tigers. So that moves them back. And that's a mistake there. The biggest thing, it stops the clock as well. It keeps it stopped. And it's 2nd and 20. We'll spot at the 31. So it'll end up being 2nd and 21 when it's all said and done. Out of the pistol formation is Zimmerman. Floyd in for Nugent at the tailback position. Nugent. Zimmerman will actually pack. He's looking for his wide receiver deep and overthrows him. They take a shot deep. Instead of running the clock. And so not a lot of time has come off the clock between the penalty and timeout. 3:19 to go. 3rd and 21 coming up. 3:19 to go. Aquinas with 2 timeouts to go, and an interesting call there by the Tigers to go and take a shot deep. He had his man if he throws it to him on target. Out of the pistol formation on a 3rd and 21. Wouldn't be surprised if they ran it here. They'll fake the handoff to Floyd. Now trying to dump it off to Floyd for a screen. He's got some room in front of him. Out across about the 20-yard line. Going to be short of a first down. He stays in bounds, though. The clock will continue to roll. Near 3 minutes. Aquinas again, 2 timeouts remaining here. 4th down. They will not burn a timeout. Aquinas holding on to that 2nd timeout. I'm surprised they didn't burn one. So 2:45 and rolling. They're going to run as much time off the clock as possible before burning their 2nd timeout. It'll be right around 2:25 or so when they'll burn a timeout. And they'll stop it at 2:27. And they'll have 1 timeout left. Aquinas again with 2 timeouts. Number 5, Blue Valley, 6-0 on the year, looking to go 7-0. And Aquinas, if things hold up here, will drop to 3-4 and lose their 4th straight game. And they'll drop their first game of district play, the all-important district games, of course. And it's going to force a situation where Aquinas would have to win their final 2 games of the year against Gardner next week, and then wrapping up against Pittsburgh down in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Blue Valley in good shape now. It appears they'll pull out a victory here at Aquinas. And, you know, the defense, besides the first couple possessions for Aquinas, played a fantastic game. They gave their offense plenty of opportunities to get in this game, but the offense just never could get in the end zone here tonight. And a 4th and 10 from the 20. And looks like we're going to get a long field goal attempt by the Tigers. Austin Johnson, the senior 6'1", 173-pound kicker, will attempt a long field goal to try to make it a 17-point game and really put this one away. High snap. Kick is away, and it's deflected and blocked by Aquinas. So that'll get them decent field position here. And they'll get the ball at the 20-yard line. That one really never made it up. Deflected as well. So 1st and 10 for Aquinas from the 20, 2:23 to go, 2 timeouts to go, trailing by 14. They're going to need a couple big plays here to make it interesting. Do something they haven't been able to do all year, and that's really get inside. They had a 1st and goal opportunity early on, but didn't get anything after a penalty, and then a missed Declan Fogarty field goal towards the end of the first half. And that was their best shot. So here comes Scherzer out of the shotgun formation. Empty backfield, 3 wide receivers on the far side, hitting the lone wide receiver on the near side. Dropping back is Scherzer, looking on the far side, flushed out of the pocket and sacked. A big sack for the Tigers. That's looks like that's going to be, again, for the 2nd time today, number 89. David Marr, number 45, David Marr, the defensive tackle, a senior with a huge sack. Clock will continue to roll under 2 minutes now. And they'll go empty backfield again. Luke Martinez, Henning, and Vickers. Wide receivers on the near side now. Martinez goes back in the backfield. Low snap again. Dumps this one off to Luke Martinez. Got a little bit of room out across the 30 and stays in bounds. And they wanted a face mask call at the end. Doesn't look like they're going to get it, however. Looked like might have been, they wanted actually a horse collar, excuse me, as the ref was talking to the coach and the St. Thomas Aquinas coaching staff, motioning right around the neck. But 1:45, first down, but clock continuing to roll. 2 timeouts to go, trailing 14-0. Empty backfield. For Scherzer, another low snap. We've seen that multiple times. Stepping up in the packet, decides to go, and then hit hard right by the linebacker, number 59. That's Cooper McCoy. McCoy, a senior linebacker. Second down. I'm going to have to quickly get to the line of scrimmage here. And they'll burn a timeout. Their second timeout. They'll have one remaining with 1:31 to go from the 32. And make it, excuse me, the 35. Let's see. Following a timeout correction, we'll see where they spot it. 2nd and 4. They'll give them 6 yards, believe it or not, off for that play. So the 38-yard line. They'll give them 6 yards on that play. So 1:31 to go. It appears that Aquinas is going to drop their 4th straight game. And the Tigers, how impressive they look. They came into this game number 5 in the 8-10 varsity top 25. Aquinas to start the year was in the top 25, stayed in it until their loss to Bishop Miege a couple weeks ago. And a big rivalry game for them, and final home game for Aquinas, and it looks like it's going to end in a loss, barring some type of miracle here with 1:31 to go, trailing by 2 touchdowns. 2nd and 4 from the 38. The offense for the Saints back on the field. It's going to be Martinez and Vickers on the near side. Scherzer again in for height this week. The quarterback. 3 wide receivers on the far side. Scherzer dropping back. Looking, it's deflected. Thought about getting it to his man Martinez. He was well covered and then deflected at the line of scrimmage. Bring it up 3rd and 4 from the 38. 1:27 to go as that one fell incomplete and was batted down at the line. That one batted down. We talk about Scherzer's height compared to Paul Height's height. Height is 6'1", Scherzer's 5'9", 167 pounds. Dropping back is Scherzer. Steps up, picked off, tried to get it Henning, and it's picked off, and returning it. There are the Tigers trying to cross midfield. That's number 44 still going, still on his feet and down, and that's going to seal the deal. An interception by the Tigers. Jackson Tupper, a senior linebacker, and they can run this clock all the way out. There is a flag down on the field. But that looked like it came in during the return. It's going to be Tiger football no matter what. He spiked the ball at the end of the play. And that will be on the return man at the end of the play. But they'll retain possession. 15-yard penalty, which really doesn't factor in here, as they can run the clock down. And that was Jackson Tupper as Scherzer tried to get it to the senior wide receiver Henning, and it was picked off. And that seals the deal. Aquinas will be shut out here at home on the final home game, the first game of district play. 14-0. Now he can run this clock all the way down. Zimmerman will stay in, the starting quarterback. Not a bad day for him, and open up with a touchdown pass to Sean Skaggs. And now they'll go into victory formation. And they'll take a knee or two. There's knee number 1 on first down. And Aquinas will let this one roll all the way out. Decent amount of Tiger fans here. They're toward the south end zone. Under a minute to go. Clock will continue to roll. And the Tigers will improve to 7-0 on the season, 1-0 in district play. And they'll take on Pittsburgh next week. And for Aquinas, it's a matchup with Gardner Edgerton in Gardner Edgerton, Kansas next week. And it's a must-win game for Aquinas next week to keep their playoff hopes alive as they try to advance to the 5A state playoffs. But right now it's not looking good. The team really struggling. They got their backup quarterback, not their first string, dropping 4 games in a row, although they did look much more competitive here tonight against a very good Blue Valley Tigers football team. The Tigers, again, won state last year, and that'll do it. 14-0 will be the final. Aquinas never able to get anything going offensively. Scoreless second half, and maybe that's something Aquinas can take into the next game, maybe some momentum, and they'll need it against a Gardner Edgerton team. And we thank you for tuning into this 810 Varsity broadcast. Again, follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter the rest of the season. We'll choose a weekly winner for $50 gift certificates to Best Buy, Nick and Jake's, and more. Follow 810 Varsity on Facebook and Twitter today. And again, for our videographer, Stacy Smith, I'm Alex Gold. We thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week when Aquinas takes on Gardner Edgerton from Gardner, Kansas. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.